Good afternoon on what is a warm, bright and sunny day. It is Wednesday the 18th of May and I have a nice hot cup of tea. And this box to unbox. So let's go for it. Okay, that's done. See what is in here. Oh, there's there is this, the estate. This is the Mausritter adventure collection. Huge and ancient, a mountain of stone. It stood even the most wizened of mouse elders when the most wizened of mouse elders were young. The estate dominates the landscape for miles around. Nestled under the floorboards, the mouse settlement of Brickport is beset by trouble on every side. Can you help the settlement before it's too late? Or will it be swallowed by the chaos that surrounds it? The Estate Adventure Collection brings together 11 author illustrators to create playful, strange and adventurous inclusions into the world of Mausritter. Each adventure can be played as a one-shot, or as part of your existing Mausritter campaign, or explored together as part of an ongoing campaign. So, here we go. There's a full list of just the authors contributing to this box set. Now, Mausritter is essentially is an old school Renaissance style a role-playing game where you play mice in the real world who go off and have adventures, but they, as heroic as they are, they face a setting that is, essentially they're anthropomorphic, but they're mice. They're this big in a world which is, by their comparisons, huge. So a cat is a deadly threat. The effects of the changes to the environment that humanity has brought about are a threat, and so are snakes. But they have magic on their side and a good heart. So what's inside the estate? It's a bit tight, but here we go. We have Mausritter character records. So what I first love about this is each of these, and there's several, so you get several of these. And if you have a look inside, these evoke instantly the kind of the backpack concept in Mausritter, drawn from sort of Into the Old and things like the Knave. It's very sort of like similar, where you have slots and you have a little chit, and the little chit represents or counter, which represents an item you're carrying. So if you have a sword, you put the little chit on that, or you have a spell, you put it onto that. If you have if you're armed with something like a polearm, that's 2 slots. But you can also fit onto there things like conditions, like exhausted. So yeah, nice little envelopes, and these are quite plain. There's nothing in them, but you put the character records in there. So what we also have in here is the Ember Tree. During a potentially horrendous storm, basically I'm just going to go through the box for a moment. I'm going to come back to these adventures and showcase them, give them the proper time that they are and space that they're due. But I'm just going to show you what's in the box, because this is worth getting into. We have the let's have a look. So let's just check. Yep. Okay. So here's another thing. This is something else I worked on. I proofread this collection. So as much as I want to, I can't review these. But what we've got in here is the Ember Tree, the Ticking Tower. Okay. The Mush Rush. And all of these came to me with little PDFs. That's fine. And basically, I worked on them, going basically to give them changes on them. Science of Sorrow. And this is just trying to look at the title. Workers work. Rulers rule. The Wizard of Arms and Armour. And this is from Losing Games, but via Games Omnivorous. So I should actually show you what's inside these, shouldn't I, really? So let's just go with, where's the Ember Tree? And then that's Ember Tree, Ticking Tower. So essentially you are exploring assaulting a grandfather clock, which has become the home of a threat or enemy. Mush Rush, more Science Sorrow, and we have almost like a rat run there. And you'll see each of these, essentially you've got some background on there, and then a list of adventure hooks to get your player character mice involved. Workers rule, workers work, rulers rule. We have a mini dungeon. Again, the same format with the adventure hooks on the back. The Wizard of Arms and Armour. And here they are working their way through a suit of armour essentially as an adventuring environment. And that's one of the nice advantages of Mausritter, is that if you're doing this in sort of like your typical old school Renaissance style fantasy, what you would do is you would shrink your characters down and have them go on adventure. In this, you don't need to. It's automatically set up. The scale is there, so you can have them, exploring the contents of the insides of a grandfather clock. And again, similarly, in the insides of that suit of armour. The scale is right for you to do that. What else we've got? Songs of the Frogical, and here we kind of have almost like a golf course kind of race situation. The giant snake is in the sewer. Again, more dungeon-like, but again, you've got essentially a snaking kind of dungeon there, and you can see the snake head there. So lots of different adventures in here. The Fruit of the Orchard, and you get into the wilderness. And here, essentially, with the estate, you have the huge means of really to run a campaign within its confines. You've got multiple adventures there, each a different little adventure. So we've got the Chapel of Eternal Peace, and there we are, the chapel itself, the little shrine, the Tower of Soot. And this one's a bit different. You're actually going up rather than across. But then you've got sort of like the side shot there, and we have multiple counters. So we have counters for the Ember Tree. So there's lots of these as well, and these are the little counters that you put on the character sheet for your your player character mouse. And essentially, these I'm presuming, which is a good idea. Go into these. Nice little means of storing, because and we have all the way down to, we have that's for Tower of Soot. So there's these sheets, one after the other, for each of the different adventures, the things you can find and bring back. So I'll just show you that. So you can see sort of like the sword there, that takes up 2 slots, whereas the fireball spell takes up 1 slot. Okay, official Mausritter pen. Then we get on to the estate campaign book, and this is again this is just a few pages. Huge and ancient, a mountain of stone. Okay, essentially just going through the bit of background, the same on the box cover. We have the area which is defined by the estate and all these individual locations. So what you can do is, as the referee, as the game master for Mausritter, you can grab these adventures and just run it. But it's really designed to fit into the estate as a campaign, as sort of like a mini hexcrawl. But of course, it's not mini for your mice. Every one of these hexes is huge. It's a trek in itself. So you know, you have a very quick sort of description of each of the locations here. So there's the map, and we have the individual location descriptions. And this is followed in by a more detailed description of Brickport, which is your base, you know, where you're living, and multiple PCs, but including Aubrey Pip, there's the mayor, and we've got a list of the jobs around Brickport, and then other supplements and connections between adventure sites, so you can, you know, run one and add a connection to, find a connection in one adventure site and then go to the next if you wish to. And we have essentially, there's the frog race map, and at the bottom we have a bigger map of the estate. So there's the map of the estate. Okay. So that's without the hex grid, but it's there for the player benefit, essentially, rather more than necessarily than the game master. And then on the other side we have a map of Brickport, and all that really does fit into this very nice, sturdy, oh, grab the pen and put that in before I lose it, box. Now if you remember how nice the Mausritter box set was, this is a very nice addition to it, I think. I mean, all right, I worked on it, so I'm slightly biased, but I think even if I didn't proofread anything in here, I would think this is an excellent, addition, because you've got so much gaming potential in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, sort of 10, 11 adventures locations in here, which you can bring to your game separately or as a whole campaign, and your players, will really sort of have a realm in which they can explore as mice on a scale, which if you were if you're ordinary player characters, ordinary humans, you just sort of like wander around in a day. But here, this is on a mouse scale. So it's a big campaign on essentially, for as far as we're concerned, a small scale. But it's complete, everything you need to play, bar the copy of the rules. And I think it's a really nice addition. If you have this, then you have a lot to play for Mausritter. You have a campaign that's going to keep you going for multiple sessions, because then essentially each one of those adventures is probably going to take you 1 or 2 sessions to play through. That's multiple hours of play. Anyway, so that's the estate, a Mausritter adventure collection, published by Losing Games together with Games Omnivorous. So I want to thank them for sending me my copy. It's a lovely, lovely little box set, and I'm really kind of ashamed. Not ashamed. That's the wrong word. I'm disappointed that I can't review this. But there we go. Sometimes you work on good things, but can't give them a critical overview, but that's the nature of the two roles I have, you know, at reviewer and then editor, stroke and or proofreader. You know, well, that's 3 roles, but anyway. Anyway, in the meantime, The Estate, a Mausritter collection, lovely little box set. If you haven't got it and you do like Mausritter, probably a definite buy. In the meantime, okay, thank you very much for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you've enjoyed this, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with a box and a book or game or supplement like this, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook, and I'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.